Hey everyone, today's Conclave guide is going to be about loadouts and general strategy. Before I start, I just want to mention that I put a link to the main Conclave Discord server in the description. The various info you can get from there can help you drastically in making individualized gear choices. To start, let's talk about skill sets. Your skill set is important to determining an ideal general strategy. I've talked about aiming and movement in previous guides, but there are many more skills than that, like awareness, reaction speed, timing, and so on. There are many more than that, and probably some that I've never really even thought of. Also, to keep in mind are your weaknesses, because you need some way to deal with them. For example, my best skills are prediction and awareness, which also plays into my ability to lead shots. I do have a below average reaction speed though, which, unlike many skills and weaknesses, might not be able to remove through practice. Those are the ones to especially keep in mind, the skills that can't really be removed through practice and stuff, because that's something that you're always going to have to deal with. So, whether it's caused by physical capabilities or your gaming setup, that is something that you should keep especially in mind. Likewise, any advantage that you have that people can't get through practice, like if you have an especially fast reaction speed, those are really good advantages to use, because, if people are, basically, it's an advantage that's unique to you, basically. Not like necessarily like only you have it, but like other people trying to compete against it, they won't be able to have it, so they're going to have to find some way to play around your specific advantage. Once you have an understanding of your skill set, you can then begin to figure out the best ways to use it. For example, you can be, let's say you're really basic, being mainly good at mechanical skills, and then you fall short in other aspects. Alright, just for example, you can take advantage of some of the best ranged DPS and Conclave weapons like Gorgon, Karak, and Snipetron. You run into issues against certain abilities, blocking, and anything which your mechanical skills aren't yet developed enough to handle, like say Wolf Sledge if you're not able to yet dodge it. While you have high potential for DPS, it is a strong advantage to use, you'll also have to build against those particular threats that would otherwise stop you. So we'll have to figure out what gear choices would best deal with those threats, and of course the gear choices which would best suit your advantages. So I've already mentioned stuff like Karak, which would be really high DPS, rewarding you for the accuracy that you probably have. But now let's look at something like blocking, which you have to deal with. You might want a weapon like Polestar or Static Core with Static I don't know how to pronounce it, but Static Alacrity, I think. Since they both have good flight speeds and are pretty accurate, and most importantly, they do ignore blocking. You also have options in different slots like Oversphere Primary that can deal with blocking in the same way, or Glaive Prime for your melee, as another example. You want to keep these alternate slot options in mind, because they'll allow you to create completely different sets of gear, completely different loadouts, which would serve the same purposes, which would be being the best sets suited to your advantages and stuff. So my personal example, being good at prediction, awareness, and shot leading while having weakness of reaction speed, I generally set myself up to best deal with the opponent before they can engage. This usually comes in the form of seeing them on the mini-map, although there are other ways to detect through like powerful effects found in other player behavior. Combine, those acute detection methods with surprisingly precise predictions, add in some accuracy and shot leading, and then you'll get many moments like this. That's with my skill set though. Your results will probably look much different, but can still be comparably effective. with enough practice, people could probably develop my skill set, but I think it's much more efficient for people to work on the skills which they already have. The choice is yours though, and I'm not trying to discourage the development of skills you don't have. My point is that the focus of your brew would be most efficiently based around making best use of the skills you do have. Developing a new skill to better support your current skills is something which I highly recommend, and plan to discuss further in a different video. So I hope you enjoyed this guide, and more importantly that it helped you. And more guide videos coming in the future. Just another reminder to check out the Conclave Discord server because it's going to help a lot, particularly with the stuff I've talked about today. So that's all for now. See ya.